And Jeff Van Gundy joins me now. And Jeff, I appreciate your sensibilities because you're one who's not easily impressed. And yet I would ask, as a guy who's seen plenty, in that little brief stretch, that outburst, that fireworks display we saw, what was the building like? What was your sense of what he was doing?
Well, I think the building was waiting for a moment like that, and they got it, and they were excited. And I was happy for Williamson. You know, he's had to wait a long time. He had a very tentative, choppy first half because of how the game flowed for him, his minutes. I was glad that he got an extended run and had some extended success. I was, really happy for that young man. He needed it, and New Orleans needs it going forward.
Jeff, how hard is it in that moment for Alvin Gentry? I'm sure they had a plan, and I'm sure you want to manage the minutes. But, I mean, in that moment, he's playing out of his mind. You've got a lead. I mean, how hard in that moment is it to say it's time to sit down?
Well, again, I don't really know the science behind it all.
Okay.
Whether it was fatigue or, again, I think only if you're on the inside do you know
Sure.
if he really has to sit or it was a choice. But I think Alvin Gentry, he was under siege for like 2 minutes. It wasn't just at the end because he was trying to get him out. Actually, Mark made the point. He called for Lonzo Ball to call a timeout, and Ball didn't. Not because I don't think he hurt him.
Sure.
And they kept playing. And so he was on this special role, and it's unfortunate that it couldn't continue because, as you mentioned, the building was electric, and they were in position to win the game.
Here's what I'm most interested in, Jeff, because I think that the physical attributes and the skills are obvious and they're intoxicating. But you're a guy whose acumen as a coach I respect so much, and your eyes have seen plenty. When you look at him, beyond the obvious, beyond the wow and the dunks and the this and the that, what does he possess that you see that gives you an indication of what he might be?
I love the vision and the passing, the quickness of the second jump. The jump shot, I don't know. I haven't seen him enough to know exactly what he is as a player. Obviously, it's not going to be that type of jump shooting from the three-point line, but he's going to have to be a reasonable jump shooter. And then I think so much of this game is who you play with and how you surround him. I'll be interested going forward the minutes that he gets at the 4 versus he gets at the 5. I think that, to me, at the 5, when he did all of his damage, it's going to be so important that he's allowed to play there at some time so he has more space to work with.
Yeah, if he makes every three he takes, he'll be difficult to deal with. I'll guess at some point he'll miss a few. But I'm with you. I mean, as Mark was talking about his size and this and that, as you said, we haven't seen him play. Well, we did tonight, and we saw in the fourth what the ceiling looks like. And, man, it was fun, Jeff. Appreciate you taking the time. Be well. We'll talk again, all right?
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.